I recently read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R Covey. This book is a principle-centered, character-based, inside-out approach to personal and interpersonal effectiveness, the ultimate book on personal development. I reread it from time to time. Habit 1. Be productive. Personal vision. Our behavior is a function of our decisions, not our conditions. The ability to subordinate an impulse to a value is the essence of the perspective person. It's not what happens to us, but our response to what happens to us that hurts us. What matters most is how we respond to what we experience in life. A serious problem with reactive language is that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Proactive versus reactive people. Reactive people are driven by feelings and circumstances, by conditions, by their environment. Proactive people are driven by values, carefully thought about, selected, and internalized values. Reactive people focus their efforts on the circle of concern. They focus on the weakness of other people, the problems in the environment, and circumstances over which they have no control. Proactive people focus their efforts on the circle of influence. They work on the things they can do something about. Our response to any mistake affects the quality of the next moment. It is important to immediately admit and correct our mistakes so that they have no power over that next moment and we are empowered again. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Personal leadership. Start with a clear understanding of your destination. This helps you understand where you are now so that the steps you take are always in the right direction. If the ladder is not leaning against the right wall, every step we take just gets us to the wrong place faster. We may be very busy, we may be very efficient, but we will also be truly effective only when we begin with the end in mind. By centering our lives on timeless, unchanging principles, we create a fundamental paradigm of effective living. It is the center that puts all other centers in perspective. Develop a personal mission statement. This is your constitution, the solid expression of your vision and values. It becomes the criterion by which you measure everything else in your life. Break it down into specific role areas of your life and the goals you want to accomplish in each area. Habit 3. Put first things first. Personal management. What one thing could you do you aren't doing now that if you did on a regular basis would make a tremendous positive difference in your personal life? What one thing in your business or professional life would bring similar results? While leadership decides what first things are, it is management that puts them first, moment by moment. Management is discipline. How to organize your life on a weekly basis. Identify roles. Write down the areas you see yourself spending time in during the next week. Select goals. Think of 1 or 2 important results you want to accomplish in each role. These should be tied to your long-term goals. Schedule. Translate each goal to a specific day of the week, either as a priority item or as a specific appointment. Adapt daily. Respond to unanticipated events, relationships, or experiences in a meaningful way. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Habit 4. Think win-win. Interpersonal leadership. Win-win is a total philosophy of human interaction. The 6 paradigms of human interaction. Win-win, all parties feel good about the decision and feel committed to the action plan. Win-lose. Win-lose, people are prone to use position, power, credentials, possessions, or personality to get their way. Lose-win. People who think lose-win are usually quick to please or appease. Lose-lose. Both parties will lose and become vindictive. Win. People with this mentality think in terms of securing his own ends and leaving it to others to secure theirs. Win-win or no deal. If we can't find a solution that would benefit us both, we agree to disagree agreeably. No deal. High courage and consideration are both essential to win-win. It is the balance that makes the mark of real maturity. If I have it, I can listen, I can emphatically understand, but I can also courageously confront. A true win-win agreement is the product of the paradigm, the character, and the relationships out of which it grows. In that context, it defines and directs the interdependent interaction for which it was created. How to achieve win-win. See the problem from the other point of view. Identify key issues and concerns, not positions, involved. Determine what results would constitute a fully acceptable solution. Identify possible new options to achieve those results. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Empathic communication. To interact effectively with people, you first need to understand them. Seek first to understand involves a very deep shift in paradigm. We typically seek first to be understood. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Empathic listening. Listening with intent to understand. Next to physical survival, the greatest need of a human being is psychological survival. To be understood, to be affirmed, to be validated, to be appreciated. When you listen with empathy to another person, you give that person psychological air. And after that vital need is met, you can then focus on influencing or problem solving. The 4 skills of empathic listening. Mimic content by listening to the words that come out of someone's mouth and you repeat them. Rephrase the content, reflect feelings. The 4th stage includes both the 2nd and the 3rd. Habit 6. Synergize. Creative cooperation. Synergy, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. 1 + 1 = 3 or more. When you communicate synergistically, you are simply opening your mind and heart and expressions to new possibilities, new alternatives, new options. Valuing the differences is the essence of synergy. And the key to valuing those differences is to realize that all people see the world not as it is, but as they are. Although you cannot control the paradigms of others in an interdependent interaction, or the synergistic process itself, a great deal of synergy is within your circle of influence. Your own internal synergy is completely within the circle. Look for the good in others and utilize that good, as different as it may be, to improve your point of view and to enlarge your perspective. When you see only 2 alternatives, yours and the wrong one, you can look for a synergistic 3rd alternative. There's almost always a 3rd alternative, and if you work with a win-win philosophy and really seek to understand, you usually can find a solution that will be better for everyone concerned. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. Balanced self-renewal. It is the habit that makes all others possible. We are the instruments of our own performance. To be effective, we need to recognize the importance of taking time regularly to sharpen the saw in all 4 ways. Physical. Caring effectively for our physical body. Eating the right kinds of foods. Getting sufficient rest and relaxation. And exercising on a regular basis. Spiritual. Your core, your center, your commitment to your value system. Meditating, reading, listening to music, and communicating with nature. Mental. Continually honing and expanding the mind through education. Reading good books, writing, journaling, organizing, and planning. Social, emotional. Renewing ourselves socially to create better relationships. Balanced renewal is optimally synergetic. The things you do to sharpen the saw in any one dimension have a positive impact in the other dimensions because they are so highly interrelated.
Hey guys, if you need more Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn motivation, click now on the videos that are appearing on the screen. Also, make sure to subscribe and enable all notifications for keeping you in the fight.